Well, what do you know? Max here. Yes, I'm here to rant, as I do so very often. Notice I said often, not often, probably because often is preferred according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary and the Oxford Dictionary. Wait a minute, isn't that the English dictionary published by English people? I guess so. Well, that's enough to rant about. I want to talk about something tonight. Having finished The Darkening, having read it along with a number of you, having read it to a bunch of you, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about how the major media, that's your newspapers, your radios, your TVs, your social media, all this crap, promote prejudice. They are promoting racial division and they're doing a damn good job, if you ask me, of breaking us up, keeping white and non-white at each other's throats. Now look, I couldn't help but notice, being only an occasional watcher of broadcast TV, because too much of it makes you go batshit crazy. Oh, the incredibly one-sided propaganda of advertising and mainstream media. Dude, our mainstream media is filled with subtle and not so subtle and even loud and in your face systemic racism, but we're talking against non-black people. It's black on white this time. Now, as I buckle up once again for the travesty that is broadcast TV, I expect to be bombarded with ads. Ads trying to sell me everything from feminine hygiene products to nanny cams the size of a garden pea. All right, I've come to expect this avalanche of attorneys. They're everywhere, begging you to sue the Boy Scouts, sue the Girl Scouts, sue your neighborhood church for alleged sexual misconduct. I have grown numb to the presence of other attorneys who are saying things like, you need a bulldog in your court. You need to sue. Sue everybody you can. Sue all the drug companies, and we'll find a way to get you money, because if we don't get paid, you don't get paid, and if you don't get charged, we don't charge you, but we'll sue. Settle out of court, give us money, we'll sue. You know, it wasn't that many decades ago that lawyers were not allowed to advertise, not on TV or radio. You listen to the ads today, you can see the wisdom. I know. All of this is on top of ads, all about how my favorite pizza with my favorite topping can make it to my front door in 30 minutes, and all for $10. Now, doesn't it wear your ass out? In the words of my sainted grandmother, it makes my ass hurt. It does me. But my gripe, my real gripe, is about ads designed to scare the shit out of you. Ads designed to frighten you into buying their product, while at the same time conditioning your moral response and sowing the seeds of racial division. It's all in the one ad. One ad does it all. Yes, there's a lot of brainwashing, or should I say conditioning, in broadcast television. Ask yourself, how does that work? Ads like for the Doorbell, the Ring, Simply Safe, Cop Cam, Blink, ADT, and a host of others, all guilty. You're guilty as sin, you sons of bitches. Good Lord. Here's what they're doing. In virtually every security-related ad we could find on TV, you'll see robbers, burglars, guys trying to sneak up on a lady, maybe rape her, someone breaking into somebody's car, smashing a door down, right? Okay. But that'll scare the hell out of folks, but mostly those who don't have a gun in the house. I'm not afraid of someone kicking my door in, because he can kick his way in, I can blow him back out. These ads are aimed at the frighteningly large majority of Americans who wouldn't have a gun in my house because guns aren't safe. Or you see on the TV and the movies, some jackass, his house is being broken into. What does he do? He grabs a baseball bat from the umbrella stand. Dude, if I'm breaking into your house, you better have something a little bit more powerful than a baseball bat. Every single miscreant, every single thief in all these ads has one thing in common. They're white. Yes, they're Caucasoid. They're Caucasian. They're non-Negro. They're non-black. They're all white. Not a single ad would dare to portray a black guy not in anything other than a positive light. You'll never see anybody non-white peeking over somebody's shoulder as they work on their laptop. You're never going to see someone non-white breaking into a house or stealing a car or walking in front of those motion lights. No, 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 no. According to the media, that just never happens. God forbid they should offend anybody who is black. You know, it's okay to dump on anyone but blacks for fear of retaliation by groups like Black Lives Matter, Antifa, your TV networks, your entire media, and they'll come after you like a bull with a machine gun. They'll ruin you. These advertisees, they know that they could not survive if they didn't play ball, racial ball. Even you, people listening to me right now, have been so conditioned, so brainwashed, so rinsed through these ads over the years that you may well believe that white people are the root cause of violent crime, or at least property crime. How far we have fallen when the once problematic prejudice held by many whites against many blacks has done a complete 180. It's facing the other way. A problematic systemic prejudice held by the seeming majority of Americans is being pressed against white people. You heard me. The real systemic racism in this country is non-black. Sorry. Yeah, is non-white on white. It's your black people. It's many of your others, anybody who, it's your blacks. Let's face it, come on. Organizations have been manipulating them for decades. And when you see any prejudice now, I'm sorry, systemic racism, I am a white man, a Caucasian. I'm a Protestant, somewhat beyond middle age, but come on. I am the victim of a systemic racism that goes so deep. You know, back in the 1950s, the 1960s, there was a pretty noticeable prejudice against black people. And now that prejudice, now it's against whites. It's against non-Negro, non-black. What is this? What is it, suddenly our turn? And it's not just the blacks against the whites. It's the whites against the whites. Your wiggers are out in force. Understand something. In any color, any race, any brand, bigotry and racial prejudice are unacceptable. Racial prejudice is disgusting. It makes me sick. In the words of my grandmother, it makes my ass hurt. It's for this reason that I condemn all of those advertisers who are deliberately painting white people as the leading criminal element of society. It makes, come on. You watch that ad where the guy's walking up to break into a car and somebody camping in the woods 100 miles away sees it on his Ring and says into his phone, "I'm calling the police, you better leave." It's a black guy out camping in the woods and this white guy who was going to steal his car leaves. Or you see this woman typing away on her little laptop. She should have a VPN because there's these three white specters over her shoulder watching her. Come on. Now, they don't come out and say that whites are the leading element. But isn't it interesting how in every single ad they produce, in every one in which they show some ne'er-do-well, he's white. They don't want you to look at the FBI crime stats. No, let's not confuse people with the truth. These stats show which race is predominantly the most irresponsible, problematic, violent, and subject to lapses in judgment, even criminal. God help us if anyone should ever use truth or facts to shape their advertisements. Now, if we realize that American blacks represent fewer than 1 in 8 people in this country, that's about 12.5%, then we can see the amazing misrepresentation in virtually all commercial ads, as well as TV programming itself. People, they're 1 in 8 at the most. And it goes far beyond motion sensing lights, ring cameras, burglar alarms. It goes beyond that. We can see the shockingly inordinate number of a distinct minority of the population being elevated so as to cause any stranger in our land, idiot already living here or stranger, to believe that our nation's population consists of only 2 races, really, black and non-black. There's nobody else. You're either white, non-black, or you're black. Forget about Native Americans. Forget about Asians. Forget about Islanders, Pacific Islanders. Forget about Hispanics. There are only 2 races, according to the mainstream media, black and non-black. Yeah, that's right. Black and non-black. Nobody else. Look at the ads. It saddens me. It disgusts me. It alarms me that we have come so far from the sanity of the middle to the black insanity of the left. This has shaped our very conscience and belief systems. Americans have become a nation of whiners, a nation of quitters, a nation of lazy quitters. When you see this and you know what's wrong, you say, well, I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm not going to make trouble. And if you corner them, they might say, well, yeah, I think it's probably wrong. You know what? If you're such a whiny ass you can't even handle a simple question, don't bother me. Don't look at my post. Just go the hell away. For those of you who are listening, those of you who are looking at the NCIC, that's National Crime Information Center, statistics and figures, those who want to know the truth, those who want to look at the mainstream and do a little bit of fact checking, for those people, God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.